Welcome everyone to JKeSport. Looks like it's gonna be a wet qualifying session here in Austria. This is round 4 of Tier 1. Alright, sorry about that. Like I said, this is JKeSport, Tier 1, round 4, Austrian Grand Prix. You see we've got 19 drivers at the moment. Somebody let me know if it's going to be a wet race or not, please. We'll see. It says Sparks just says wet quali, so we'll see. I'll get you some information. We've had wet quali in Tier 1 before. Pretty sure it was Sam Barrett who took pole on that. As I will also find lap records. And looks like Williams out first. That's George or Jim. So we'll go with him as he is first out. Get rid of some of that stuff. And that. As you see, intermediate tires the choice so far. Looks like it's raining pretty good, but not hard enough for a full wet. George out first. Coming on to the long first straight. Longest straight. Into the hairpin of turn 3. I usually call it turn 2. I'll probably call it turn 2 a bunch of times tonight. Just bear with me as we've got some local yellows around the track. Looks like the wet weather affecting some people. Almost everybody out on the track now. Only 3 cars in the pit lane. As a wet quali will probably make it a little bit more crazy trying to get around. It is one of the fastest laps on the circuit. On the calendar, I should say. If not the fastest. They did run the excuse me, they did run the short Bahrain was a quicker lap time than this. But here you see George now coming to the final corner. Keeps it inside the lines to keep it valid. Cross the timing line for a 1:13. I think that's Will next. Nope, that's the other Renault of Uncle Ben coming across the line. Looks like starting to fire, so we'll try to find, or we'll just stay on. There's Jacko's time, a 1:12.9. Sam 1:12.7. We'll just ride with Will since I picked him. Looks like he's on a, not sure if that's an outlap. Looks like a kind of slow time for there. I'm not sure. 40 seconds through the second sector. Here he comes open. He goes well wide and invalidates there. Is still same with the top time. Random got P2 there. We'll go on board with the McLaren of iConnects coming across the line. Looks like he's going to be in the 13s. 13.6. Mark of Kenya. Oh, nope, that was Honesy. 1:11.9, the other Ferrari. 1:11.9 cross the line. I think that's Exotics now crossing the line to start his lap. Looks like Jalen behind. Nope, that's the other one. That's Bacon coming to the line. I believe that was to start a flyer as well. Here's a Renault Uncle Ben, 1:12.2, almost top of the board. Looks like Jacko Ginnett goes P8. Holmesy P1. I think that was T Widow sneaking up into P6 as Sam goes P1. 1:11.8. We're just gonna ride on board now. Bacon through turn 3. Excuse me, already hectic. We're 5 minutes into qualifying and it's been 3, 4, 5 different provisional pole sitters as a Mercedes spins out of turn 5. Looks like into turn 6, staying out of the way. I think that's Sparks. It was Sparks. Staying out of the way. Well done. It's Yuppie just coming across the line to start a flyer. Mark in the pit. Honesy goes P1 again. So the second lap around, improving a little bit on the inners. so far, with a few runners opting for that strategy. I think that's Exotic now. Goes P5 across the line. As Jalen and Bacon, we'll see Bacon goes P14 on his first go-around. There's the Alpha. Looks like Sam and FI. That must have been Sam, I believe. As Mark, Sparks, and Yuppie, the only ones without a time set so far. Honesy, provisional pole sitter, 6 minutes in. Jacko, Exotic, there you see 4th, 5th. Pretty tight times. 6, 7, 8 cars in the 112s there. We'll just stay on board now with the Yuppie for his final sector of his first flying lap. Into turn 9, right hand to the final right hand, turn 10. Keep it inside the lines. He does not. He invalidates this probably and next. Yes, indeed. So that's very unfortunate. Yuppie invalidating. Sam in for new tires. Jacko coming out again. Coming around again, maybe I should say. Yeah, it was nice to be dry there. In T2, you're correct, sir. We're on board with Jacko, your current Tier 1 points leader, and last week's race winner in Canada. If I am not mistaken, I may be mistaken. As he goes into the pit lane, so we'll find somebody else. Looks like Ginnett was also out on track. Ooh, and there's a Williams. Williams gets out of the way nicely. Getting up the hill, through the tiny kink of turn 2, into the right hand hairpin of turn 3. Back on the gas, quick as you can in the rain. Let me click a couple things here. We'll double make sure. I should have had this already, but I did not. I was correct. Jacko did win last week in Canada. Ginnett was second. F5 was third. But at the moment, we're watching Ginnett coming through Sector 2, finishes Sector 2 a tiny bit down on his time. You can gain it back in Sector 3 if you can nail them last corners. Or even get a second lap. I think people have enough time, plenty of time to get 2, maybe even 3 laps, depending on how much fuel you want to carry. Ginnett coming to the line again. This 113.1 improves to a 112.1, so a full second off his time, puts him P3. He's going to keep right on moving. We'll see if that Sparks coming across the line now. Then we've got the AlphaTauri boys. Looks like FI going to be first. Gets a little bit outside the line, but keeps it valid up to P10. Sam right behind, I believe, improved his time a bit as well, but is still in P2. T-Widow throws a lap in there for P6. St. Random Serious goes P4. So there's a lot of position changing up there at the top, as Honesy's still in the pit lane with provisional pole at a 111.7. We'll go find Will out on track. He's going super slow. Oh, there he's going now. He's just getting ready, preparing for his flying lap coming. Let's try and keep one eye on the board. Top 3 not changing at the moment. Uncle Ben, P5. Exotic, welcome to the league, in P8 at the moment. There's Mad Nathan, gonna fill our grid for us. Possibly, if he can get in. As Jacko, Sam, Ginnett, the current points order in our top tier here after three rounds. Watch Will. Sam improves his pole time, or takes pole back, I should say, with a 111.4. So a little over halfway through, we're 11.4. I don't know if the rain's gonna let up. But Jacko, Sam, Ginnett is your points top 3 with 53, 45, and 44 points respectively. FI, Random Serious, Scavney, Seaberry, Holmesy, Mark of Kenya, Catman, the top 10. We'll slip Click over to the constructor side there as Will comes around, finishes a 121 banker. So I was looking elsewhere, didn't see if there was a lot of traffic or what. We'll ride with Mark of Kenya at the moment. As now Scabney leaves the session. No, Scabney, what you doing? Ooh, Mark, a little wiggle there. As he final couple corners. A little bit of rain bobble. Keeps it clean on that last corner. They keep giving me that view, which you can't really tell too easily if they stay inside the line. But P9 for Mark with a 112.5. I believe he's going to keep it going for the second flyer. You can do 2, even 3 laps. As there you see, he's a a 10th up in sector 1 on his second lap around now. As we'll try to find if that's Jalen real quick. Nope, that would be Bacon going back into the pit lane. Renault coming around. Looks like Will goes up to 112, so a good second lap for Will. As George comes around, looks like that's Racing Point coming around again as well. Jacko on the track. A little bit of a yellow. Here's Mark coming around the final couple corners now. Goes well wide out. Ooh, almost hits the barriers. He's gonna stop it off track. See if he can get back across. But he's already missed the pit entrance. That's a bad place to have an off there. So we'll go back to Jacko now. Coming around turn 4. Through turn 5. A little traffic ahead. They should be well out of the way. Looks like he kind of backed off for this lap. Well, maybe not. And as I say that, it goes purple sector. And he is up on his time. I'm just not sure if sector time's in the rain here. So you see a little bit of brake there. Just a little lift, little brake there for the final corner. 3rd gear, 4th gear, back on the gas. Jacko across the line. 111.8. Does improve on his time. P3, P4 for the Racing Point boys at the moment. Mark still on his invalidation lap as he went off. Jalen coming around now. We'll watch him finish his lap. He's in the 120s though. Probably gonna start a second flyer. As Yuppie right behind. Also on a flyer. Looks like Random Serious coming around. Start a flyer too as well. 4 minutes to go. Let me click back over this constructor standings. 97 points for Racing Point, your constructor leaders. Alfa Romeo with 81. Yuppie in the purple sector. Possibly out of everyone, I don't know. It's going right on board. Looks like it's still a pretty steady rain with 3.5 minutes to go, so I don't know if anyone's going to try to sneak a slick run in on us. Yuppie comes across with P13 at the moment. Now through sector 2. His teammate Nathan behind him. Also on a flyer. Scabney generous enough to give up the seat. As there's a spin. Yuppie spins around. So the old commentator curse of riding on board with the Yuppie. Sorry about that, but we'll go to this teammate. Here's Nathan coming around the final corner. He's up to, I'm not sure, that's at a 2-minute lap time. Not sure what's going on there with the late join. Possible little bug. So we'll kind of try to ignore that. As there's a traffic stack up now coming into the finish of sector 2. The little short chute between turns 6 and 7. There's Nathan coming around 17-3. Sector 1, we'll go back random serious. I missed cross to P4 into the 111s, so top 4 now in the 111s. Clear down to 15th in the 112s. And then once again in the wet qualifying, we'll try to find that information again. As I said, I know there was a wet qualifying session, and pole position was 108.8 by... Or no, excuse me, that was a race lap, 108.8. The pole position in the wet was a 112.7 by Sam Barrett, so we're a clear second and a half clear of that. As Random comes around again to finish another lap, goes P3, 111.7. So the second lap around is definitely beneficial if you can keep some life in the tires in these intermediates. Good for 2-3 laps. Uncle Ben, I'll try to keep an other eye. Looks like getting it up to P4 there. Honesy starting another flyer. Looks like that's Sam coming across, starting another lap. As we're almost to a minute to go, so these are going to be close to everyone's final laps here. We'll concentrate on the board. There's Sam with a 111.1. Good 6/10 clear of the field now. Mad Nathan goes 111, top 6 in the 111s. We've got T Widow coming around. He's in the 111s to P5. AlphaTauri coming around. Renault into the pit lane. Looks like Uncle Ben is not going to get another lap. Here comes Nathan, or that is Nathan crossing the line again up to P7. And a McLaren looks possibly random again up to P2. So just keep on running them laps, boys. As now the Yuppie P11 barely off his time. You might as well keep on going. You got one more lap with 20 seconds to go. George, not sure you're gonna make it around. Look, Mark goes P2, so a late run for Mark, gonna get a little advantage. Comes around, Uncle Ben retires. We're gonna see if George 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. George does make it just by the skin of his skin there. One that gonna have to improve on his P17. So Sam's 111 is his last run. We've got everybody coming around now. That's a AlphaTauri. We'll see. That's iConnects coming around. Finish his lap at a 126. Not sure what happened there, but got a few more cars. Yuppie, Mad Nathan on another flyer, but invalid. So we'll find that's Random, as Mark was up to P2. Random into the pit lane is done for. Oh, we had someone spun out in the dirt. There's Ginnett spun out. Yuppie coming across the line. Holds on to P12. Who's it? This looks like George or Exotic. Oh no, as a McLaren and the Mercedes come together. WPR across the line already. Looks like that was AI contact from already finished drivers. George coming to the line now with a 113.1 for George. Did not improve his time. Looks like that's just about everybody, as Ginnett had the spin out into the dirt, but will still hold P5. So some very close qualifying. Top 8 in the 111s. Top 19 in, as you see more AI coming together to hit each other for no reason. But yeah, that's a pretty tight field, as 2 seconds covers the entire field. Possible Bacon barely outside 2 seconds off of Sam. So top 19 covered by 2 seconds, sorry, if you want to be super technical. As here you see a stack up of cars, just AI, don't know what they're doing. So we're waiting for the game to cycle through. There it goes. Now we'll get moving on to our 2-minute break, our little Whew, get a drink, get your smoke. That's a lot of talking for 20 minutes. But here we go. Everyone loves the Red Bull Ring, the Austrian Grand Prix. Sam first, Mark second, Holmesy third, Ferrari good showing, Random fourth, Ginnett fifth, T-Widow sixth, Jacko seventh, Mad Nathan eighth, Sparks ninth, Uncle Ben 10th, Exotic 11th, Yuppie 12th, Will 13th, Connects 14th, WPR 15th, Jalen 16th, Catman 17th, George 18th, FI 19th, and Bacon in 20th. Everyone will have tire choice, being as it was a wet qualifying. So we'll see the race here in a few minutes. Like I said, it's our 2-minute break. Get your drink, get your smoke. Remember to join us. Remember to join us. Ah, it's been a long day, sorry. Come on back for the Austrian Grand Prix. Welcome back. We're on our formation lap. There's Sam. Ferraris look like they DQ'd. Back to the grid. Random third, Ginnett. Quick run through some cars here. Well, we're ready for the start. The Austrian Grand Prix. There you see it's 36 laps. We'll go on board. There's Sam. Grid ready's up. And there they are. We're gonna wait, get some lights. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Zero lights. Green flag for Tier 1 racing. Sam gets away well. Looks like Mark does have the inside line. Ooh, they touch. Mark wiggles. Keeps it going straight though. T-Widow with a good jump. Gonna keep Honesy behind as he gets trying to make a move on Mark as well. But he would had to go around the outside. He does not. He is on the softer tires. Sam gets the lead. Gets the jump. Mark now gets clear. T-Widow still fighting for second. Honesy and Random battling. Jennett and Jacko now coming back in the racing points. As Honesy, T-Widow gets around Mark now for second place. Ferrari's tight there for second or third and fourth now at the moment. Random serious in fifth. Jacko and Jennett sixth. I keep saying Jennett. I'm pretty sure it's Ginnett. Bad habit. I hear it from my other league. But there's lap 1 done of 36. Just that quick. From a standing start, 110 beats his wet time on dry tires. As Mark looking for a move. Jacko looking for a move on Mark. Is Jacko and Ginnett. Random in the mix there. Not sure why there's a blue flag already. Ooh, little bit of bump. Maybe a little bit of wide push. Everyone looks like it got through mostly clean. Jacko gets ahead of Random. As Sparks behind gets ahead of Ginnett. Ginnett gonna keep the pressure on though with Jalen a tiny lock up behind that. Yuppie, George, all in a tight line. Everybody still within the disabled here on the next lap. So iConnect's got a little spin there at the back. WPR also fell off pace a tiny bit. I think got into the dirt a little bit there. As Sam comes around, finishes lap 2. T-Widow holding second. Mark and Honesy third, fourth. For Ferrari, T-Widow fastest lap so far. Here you see DRS is enabled lap 3. We're gonna watch. We're watching 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th place here. We got a little train. Sparks. Ginnett gonna try and get back ahead of Sparks. Jalen looks to the inside of Ginnett. Looks like he's on the medium tires. Gonna take him a lap, maybe a couple more laps to get the heat into him the way you want. Try to keep up with the soft runners, as I believe most of those that are making moves are on the soft tires. There's Jacko up to 5th. Got around Random, hunting down the Ferraris now, who are both on medium tires as well. As Sam, T-Widow holding on to Sam with the DRS. As there's our first penalty time to Sparks. And there's a little bit for Mark as well, as down to the front straight, pit straight. T-Widow with the DRS does get fastest lap again. He's tracking Sam now through turn 1. He does have the softer tires on. He's on the red stripe soft. Sam on the medium. So T-Widow gonna see if he can put the pressure on and get around into the hairpin. Good move, good braking. Back on the gas. He's gonna get the wing back open again. You see some more moves being made toward the back. We're gonna watch this for possible lead change. Another tiny little lockup for T-Widow. Sam holding on well into front in the Alpha, as Jacko, you see there, got around both Ferraris. So good move for Jacko. Should have watched that. Probably Random now in between, cutting Mark and Honesy. Honesy gonna try and settle down, get back on Jacko, make a race out of it. T-Widow though gets penalty time up there in second. So Sam's defense pushing T-Widow possibly into some mistakes, gonna cost him penalty time, as at the moment they're clear of the field by 2 seconds, almost 3 seconds from Sam to Jacko. Random back around Honesy for fourth, excuse me. Oh, as he gets a little squirrely, that's going to allow Mark and Honesy's had to let off to avoid the contact. So that's going to now let Sparks up around Holmesy, but Holmesy gets back by before the turn into Random Serious. A little bit of action there. Looks like Random kind of went a little wide. Jalen bouncing a little there. Holmesy getting passed by a few cars. Looks like no damage though. It was a hectic first 5 laps with DRS. Lots of people keeping in the DRS range on this track. Short track, fast lap. Sam around with T-Widow now completing lap 5 already into the final couple corners. Whew, lap 5 already. Here's Jalen now. Baking toward the back, getting a little bit of penalty time. It's Jalen who gets a move to the outside of Sparks now. With DRS assist, is he going to be able to clear him all the way into turn 1? He does. So good move, Jalen up to 5th. No, but he spins, hits the wall. And there goes a wing. He does not DNF, but he does certainly going to have major damage needing pit stop. So got the move well made. That was, and during all that, T-Widow with an assist got around Sam for the lead. Sam gets it right back. T-Widow was in the lead for a minute, so maybe the little DRS swapping going on. Lap 6 of 36 as Random Serious into the pit lane. As Jalen falling way back, gonna have to go all the way around with the major wing damage. So we'll watch Sam here and T-Widow. T-Widow going a little bit wide again. Gonna have to rein it in, keep them penalties down or non-existent. Get you some some spots at the end, some points at the end. So you see a little bit of penalty time for Will. Starting to light up the board there as George first into the pits. Pretty sure he didn't have damage in the Williams. Just a pit on lap 7. Maybe switch to some soft to medium, possible 2-stop territory. Not sure if you really could stretch the mediums 30 laps. If you really wanted to, you could try it. It's Jalen now in the pit lane as well to repair his damage. Sparks gaining on the Ferraris, getting it. Yuppie right behind that. 8th place. There's Uncle Ben in 9th. Catman 10th hanging on. Will a little, oh no, and Random. He went in the pit lane and retired again. Sorry about that. Right there's the yellow flag for Random's DNF car coming out of the pit lane. Just locals, he'll be out of the way. No safety car required. There you see green flags again. Sam still in the lead. A little bit of position change. Looks like Will going for a move on Catman. Little lockup, but does have the inside line. Catman gonna let it go. Nice gracious racing. It's a long race. We're only 8 laps in. He's got FI coming up now, though. Also gonna battle. Watch a little bit of that. Here's Will, Catman, FI. See if FI and the Alfa Romeo can make a move here. Gains a little bit of time. He's gonna have the DRS now. Catman does as well. Not sure if the softs are probably starting to wear out a little bit, as we are nine laps in. FI gets a little peek to the inside, but not quite enough power out of the corner. Now he gets a look. Is he gonna have enough on the late break? He goes inside. Catman just a tiny bit wide. Nice respectful move again. Catman gonna let him go. Let's get it, and Sparks still battling 6th, 7th. Ferrari holding their good showing of 4th and 5th. Jacko is making up a little bit of time on T-Widow. It seems like Sam got away a tiny bit out of DRS range, so a little bit of space now at the front of the field. We're gonna see who's gonna undercut or overcut. See what action we can get. Possible 1-stop, maybe a 2-stop. Here you see Ginnett making the move inside. Nice move, hard break. Sparks with the crossover. Gets the better run. It looks like it's been a nice little fight between these two for a few laps. Is up ahead, Honzi and Mark. Just keeping each other honest for 4th and 5th in the Ferrari camp. Again, gonna try and put some pressure on. See if he can force the Mercedes into a mistake. As we're now 10 laps into the Grand Prix, as Ginnett goes well wide there through out of turn 9 into turn 10. Excuse me. Ginnett's still looking to make a move. Looks like Uncle Ben gonna get around Yuppie just behind this little fight. Uncle Ben up to P8 for the Renault team. Looks like his teammate Will just outside of points at the moment, as FI is now into the points, as Ginnett again makes a move on Sparks. It looks like he's gonna make that one stick. Possibly Sparks gonna stick a nose. Nice tight battle in there. Look, I think he's gonna have it done. Ginnett does get it done through 6, 7, 8. Tough place to make a pass sometimes, but he had to go for it and make it stick. We'll see now if Sparks behind can make a run back at him. For 6th place, this fight is, as you see, they are gaining on Mark of Kenya there. Ooh, as Sparks, that little wiggle there, sent him wide. Gives him his 3rd warning and some penalty time. It's Jacko, you see, gaining on T-Widow now in the DRS range. Looks like he's caught the DRS. Will passing Exotic for 10th, 11th, excuse me. They're in a tight 3-way battle. Will, Exotic, Grumpy. Catman, Grumpy Catman. But we're on board, not on board. Now we're on board with Jacko, who has caught T-Widow. See if he can get around for 2nd place. We're 1/3 of the way through 12 laps of 36. None of the leaders have bit on the pit lane yet. Jacko, starter on the softs. Sam, I believe, on the mediums. Yes, T-Widow, Jacko, both soft. Honzi, Mark, both medium. Ginnett on medium. So it's definitely multiple strategy race here going on. It's T-Widow, Jacko, gonna go around the outside of turn 3. Jacko does. So that's impressive, and he gets the DRS still from the previous point to get a little bit of distance on the pull away. And he does, gets a good 1/2 second. T-Widow gonna fight it back though. See if he can gain a little bit of ground before they get back into a DRS zone to get his little boost with the wing open. This Jacko very smooth. No penalty time, same as Sam out front. So Jacko got 3.8 to make up on Sam, 14 laps in. T-Widow, wing open now. just to keep Jacko honest. There's a little wiggle out of turn 1. 14 laps in. I'm sure the softs are starting to go. Just that little bit as more and more penalty time stacking up. Catman going to be the first into the pit lane on lap 14. So maybe he's going to try to undercut some midfielders, get a boost. Ooh, and this could work out as there's a yellow flag. Will spins out of turn 1. He gets it going. Not going to be a safety car. Ooh, as George gets a 5-second penalty into this, excuse me, into the, oh, and he retires. Into the pit lane as no T-Widow gets more penalty time. As Ginnett has gotten around Mark for 5th now. Gaining on Honesy there for 4th. But penalty time at play there is another. That's going to be George's car DNFing out of the pit lane for that local yellow, which should ghost for everyone and get out of the way. There it goes. So Sam, Jacko, T-Widow, as now Jalen retires. Let's see if we can catch what happened here. Jalen with a big spin out of turn 6, 7. So that should be some. So no, and we're on board with iConnect spinning, who saves it with no damage at all. Just gonna roast those hard tires a little bit there. He's gonna sneak back into the pit lane as there's now another yellow flag. As is that Ginnett spinning. Looks like Ginnett did. Maybe I don't know if he spun all the way around, but he certainly lost some positions there. As his tires now probably going for everybody. Lap 16. Ginnett gonna come around. Start lap 17, nearly halfway through. Sam now 5 seconds clear of the field. Jacko in 2nd. Honesy and Marks 3rd, 4th. Sparks up to 5th. Excuse me. T-Widow and Yuppie now in the pit lane. Looks like T-Widow on his way out. Gonna come out about 12th. Yuppie behind. Ginnett up to 7th now after his little spin. Exotic now in 9th. Gonna make some DRS assisted ground on FI. So we are in pit stop territory for everybody. There you see WPR coming out of the pit lane for the Mercedes team. Mad Nathan up into the points at the moment in his league debut. Jacko, go watch that around Honesy, but into the pit lane, gets it down to the limiter. We'll go on board lap 17. If he can get softs that far, I'm sure he's got mediums for the end of the race. They throw the yellow stripes on. Racing point down and away. Uncle Ben gonna get around Honesy, Mark. See which Ferrari goes first. Sam now. See how long he's gonna stretch his medium stint. If he can keep making ground, or if he's gonna force Jacko to burn his tires as Jacko comes out in P10. As I believe everyone ahead of him has yet to stop. That is true, and Bacon behind yet to stop as well. Everyone else has made that call already. So we'll go on board. Sam says no, one more at least. Honesy as well, and Mark. Gonna be stretching it now, see what they can do halfway through the race. Once this lap is complete, we will be halfway through the race here in Austria. Here at JKeSport, another good race so far. There you see Ginnett getting around iConnect's lap car. If you want to find us, we stream every Saturday night on the YouTube. We run the league through a Discord channel. Discord server. But you can find us. We have Reddit posts, we have an Instagram, we have a Twitter. JKeSport is where you can find us. 2 tiers of Formula 1 and a Formula 2 tier as well. It's all on Saturday nights. This is our top tier. Sam, Honesy, Mark of Kenya, top 3 at the moment. Sparks gaining on Mark. Mercedes on the move. Seeing if he can get around Mark before any pit stops. Here you see the wing open. Some drag reduction assistance. Into turn 1. Wing open again. Through tiny turn 2 into the hard right-hander, hard braking zone. DRS again open. Seeing if he can get up into those podium positions as FI and Jacko both get around Exotic there. It's Exotic all over the back of FI at the moment. Jacko making way though. P5 already. After pit, he has already pitted, so FI gonna hold off Exotic for now. As Mark also holding off Sparks with the DRS run. So we'll stay with this little fight for 7th place. So I believe Ginnett has stopped now. T-Widow and Bacon doing the long run, see what he can get done out of it. Excuse me. Oh no, iConnects also in the pit lane, so it will not be a safety car. As Jacko goes fastest lap. Excuse me, I need a drink. And I'm back. Sam still holding the lead, 5 seconds over Honesy. Mark in 3rd, Sparks in 4th. They all need to pit. Jacko coming for him in 5th. About 20 seconds off of Sam right now. As FI, there's Nathan into the pit lane from P8. So a couple spots. Bacon also making his pit stop. Uncle Ben goes fastest lap. With now 15 to go. So T-Widow down to P8. But he should make up a few spots from some pit time. So he had a great run for the Haas, qualifying top 3, running top 2, peeked his head around Sam for the lead for a couple little spots. As there's your leader now into the pit lane. So we'll ride on board, Honesy in right behind him, so that's going to send Mark around for 1 lap. Sparks as well into the pit lane, so 3 of your top 4 go around, going into the pits. Coming out on softs for Sam, only Mark ahead. Here comes Jacko. Sam now out of the pit lane. Jacko sees him. Not sure if he'll be able to catch him. Sam is on the softer tires as well. So he held enough ground to keep the lead. As Jacko even has penalty time now, so that's all Sam's advantage. He's got to get out of this DRS zone though. As we'll see, you see more and more penalty time at the bottom of the list there. Jacko not going to be able to catch Sam, I don't think, as another car Looks like a Mercedes into the pit lane and retires. So Mark of Kenya gonna come in the pits. Gets it slowed down in time. So good time in for the Ferrari boys. He goes mediums off. Nice red softs on. Out of the pit lane. Sam back into the lead. Jacko second. Holmesy third. Mark now fourth. Uncle Ben gonna come around and take fourth away. With Mark out of the pit lane, loses fifth as well, and sixth. So a little train got by of Uncle Ben, T-Widow, Sparks, Mark. Mark will have nice, soft, fresh softs, as you see Ginnett now. So on fresh softs, putting in fastest lap up to P9. Man on a mission, 13 to go. Sam 2.4 seconds clear. Jacko. Holmesy gonna try and put some pressure on as well. So with the wet quali, medium soft, looks like it's gonna be better than the soft medium so far. There is still 13 laps to go. Anything can happen. Getting it up to 9th. There's Exotic in 10th. We'll make sure everyone's made their pit stop, I'm pretty sure. So you see Holmesy fastest lap. Couple position change. Jacko, Uncle Ben up 5, F.I. Bacon and Nathan up 7. Everyone has made the mandatory pit stop. And it looks like the majority on softs now as Sparks gets around Uncle Ben. I should be watching that. And Mark of Kenya. T-Widow in 7th now, trying to catch Mark and get a move back for 6th place. Uncle Ben still on the back of Sparks for 4th. As Jacko lost 2nd to Holmesy. I missed that exchange. Holmesy got around and away from now Jacko as Sam out front. Really no one. He's got the whole long straight between him and the next car ahead. And 11 to go. 11 laps, 12 laps to go. 12 laps to go at the moment. Sam, Holmesy, Jacko, Sparks 4th, Uncle Ben 5th with the DRS. See if he can get those mediums working enough to get a move on. Let's Mark a little ways behind these two. But if Uncle Ben can force a mistake, Mark could easily capitalize. He's going to look to the outside. Sparks lets him go. Not sure if he's not confident in his tires or just running your own race. He lets Uncle Ben go for 4th. Here's Mark now, alongside. Into turn 9. Ooh, pushed a little wide. Mark holds him back. Holds Mark off, I mean. Maybe he'll have another go. There's some DRS opening. We'll go with Mark. Looks like he has a great run down the inside. Is he going to send it for 2? He does not. Definitely has the line on Sparks. That little wiggle going to cost him though. Then not going to have the full throttle run that he needs to get well inside for a move. Uncle Ben doing well with the medium tires to hold off these two cars with the DRS boost. There's 10 to go now. Here at the Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring. Sam now 3 seconds plus penalty ahead of Holmesy, Jacko, Uncle Ben, and Sparks here. Seeing if he can hang on in the DRS range of Sparks and excuse me, I forgot who I said was what there, so we'll just regroup. Go take a peek here further down, Exotic. And get it to win it. 10 laps to go now. So I think all pit stops are out the window, barring severe damage. Sam in first, Honesy. Uncle Ben and Sparks now side by side. Mark right behind him, looks to the inside. Gets a move on Uncle Ben with the DRS. Gonna stick it down inside of Sparks as well. Looks like they get a hook together a little bit. Are they gonna get free? Sparks does wiggle away. Side by side through 6, 7, and 8. Mark not gonna let it go that easy. This is a heck of a fight. Side by side again through 9 and 10. Down onto the front straight. Mark gets the move made ahead of Sparks and Uncle Ben up to 4th. So a great lap of racing there. We're going to go on board again. Sparks going to get some DRS assistance now down this straight with Uncle Ben. See if they can put the move back around Mark. Good fight here. Mark holding off Sparks and Uncle Ben at the moment. I think he's going to have a little bit of the boost now, but the DRS is going to keep him close enough. With about 7, 8 laps to go. This is the fight on track at the moment. Ginnett got around for another spot up to 8th. T-Widow making some ground. Trying to catch Uncle Ben in this little group for 6th. Sam and Honesy checked out a little bit on 3rd place, Jacko. And then you've got Mark, Sparks, and Uncle Ben here, which is the race of the day at the moment. A little bit more penalty time being handed out. We've got 10 to go. 10. Why did I say 10? That was dumb math. There's 7 laps to go. That's not even right. There's 8 laps to go as yet another car into the pit lane and retires. So now only 14 runners. Looks like FI took a little spin there, but no trouble, no safety car. Just all local yellows. Will coming around. As Mad Nathan's car will be sat on the inside. Here comes Sam around turn 1. As he turns off, seeing there you see Sam. Old Smooth Sam, Season 2 champion. Don't believe I mentioned that. He is the reigning champion as, Get It to Win It retires. And that will be a virtual safety car. So if anyone around the pit lane, I'm not sure where his car is. Where did he go off? I'm not sure. Is into the pit lane? I didn't see what happened there, but VSC looks like nobody going for the pit lane. And VSC over, so back to green flags now, 6 to go. Sam and Honesy and Jacko out front. Mark 4th, there's still the battle. Mark, Sparks, Uncle Ben. T-Widow, Exotic, Yuppie, FI. Your top 10 at the moment. Bacon, Catman, Will. 11, 12, 13th. Hang in there, boys. There's penalties. We'll check penalties while we got a little fight there. Sparks gets ahead of Mark. There's 6-3. Sparks with 12. Mark with 6. So there's definitely going to be some penalty swap or position swapping as, Uncle Ben Gets wide, goes off track. Don't believe he lost any wing damage. Oh, and no, and now a safety car. Now what is the safety car for? With 5 to go. Safety car. Full course safety car. Why in the world did that happen? Hopefully it wasn't just for that little wiggle we witnessed of Uncle Ben off track. There was much more involved stuff than that. That was not a full safety car, so who knows? Lots of people now. There's pit lane takers. Let me get off of this. We'll see. Almost yes, the whole field's gonna have to bite. Sam, Holmesy, Jacko, Mark, Sparks, everybody in the pit lane. Have to now that Sam did. It's everyone in for the softs. Gonna need their fresh tires for the end of the race, as Holmesy looks like he threw. No, he did go soft. We'll go check everybody. Uncle Ben stayed out. T Widow stayed out for track position. Jacko will come out 5th, but with fresh softs. Looks like Yuppie chose track position. Mark chose soft. Spark did as well. Exotic. And now FI, Bacon, and Catman all in the pit lane. Why not get fresh tires? It's going to be a 2-3 lap sprint. So another wild race here at JKeSport. We're set up for a showdown now with 4 to go. Less than that when the safety car comes in. So there's 4 to go after this one. And there's certainly won't be in yet. This is going to be a shootout. Take a break, take a breath. Whew, here we go. It's going to be a great finish here in Austria. Stay tuned. So there's Sam behind the safety car. There's now 4 laps to go. Hopefully it comes in this lap and gives us 3 green flag laps. As it looks like will catch the back of the pack quick enough. Ooh, there's no indication yet. So it looks like we will go around again. And there will be 2 green flag laps. It's gonna be a sprint race now. A super sprint of 2 laps. And all that safety car tightening the field puts huge implications on all this penalty time, which could cause huge swings in position changes, as Holmesy was 6, Uncle Ben 3, T Widow 6, Jacko 3, Mark 6, Sparks 12, Exotic 6, Bacon 12, and Will 12. So good news for Sam, Yuppie, FI, and Catman, all holding no penalty time. This safety car was fantastic for them. Just keep it clean the rest of the way, and you will certainly gain positions, as the entire field has caught up. Looks like it's kind of getting a little cloudy, like it does sometimes. They like to throw some curveballs at the end of races. But on track, it's Sam, it's Honesy, it's Uncle Ben, T-Widow 4th, Jacko 5th. Safety car in this lap. Sam gonna let the safety car get away. Gonna lead him around. Sam, Honesy, Uncle Ben, T-Widow. So it could be anybody's race here with 2 laps to go. Sam getting his tires nice and warm. Ooh, goes off a little there into the dirt. But he does get to lead him around, so he takes off now. Green flag when he hits the line. Oh no, penalty time behind for collisions. As Sam getting away now from Honesy. Uncle Ben in the back. Big crash. Huge crash. Sparks, I saw him go off in the back. As Sam holding the lead. Honesy all over his bumper though. As Sparks will DNF. Now in 13th, 12 runners left. Sam gonna have to do everything he can. Holding off Honesy. Uncle Ben got around T-Widow. Jacko did as well. Jacko looking to get around Uncle Ben for 3rd. As he does get that move inside. Looked like he did. Ben fought it off. Now Jacko gonna make the push with the better grip on the soft tires, but he's gotta go around the outside and does get it done. Sam holding off Honesy. Jacko back on the podium. Here's Uncle Ben, T-Widow. Yup, he gets his first penalty time, unfortunately, on the final lap now. Sam, Honesy, Jacko. It's the fight now. Will retires as well on the second to last lap. So Catman, Bacon gonna be fighting for points now. Sam coming into the second sector down the final DRS straight. It was clear there was no DRS for these final 2 laps after the safety car. Sam gonna be clear of Honesy, so it's all on penalty time to shuffle the rest of the order now. It's Honesy holding 2nd on the road, Jacko 3rd, Uncle Ben 4th, T-Widow holding 5th, but Mark looking inside. Gets around T-Widow for 5th at the moment. Like I said, all pending penalty time. Coming around to the line though, there's Sam Barrett, your winner from the pole position. Honesy comes across 2nd, Jacko 3rd will get 2nd on penalties. Honesy, Uncle Ben, T-Widow, Exotic 6th, Mark 7th, Yuppie with a big jump. There are big shuffles there at the end, so I'm not sure of the final. Not sure of the final order just yet. As FI, there you see, in the Alfa Romeo, giving your driver of the day. Sam Barrett, his teammate, will take the top step of the podium. Jacko with a good advantage with the soft tires at the end there is going to sneak P2 on penalty time from Honesy, who will get P3 for the Ferrari team. Another great race, exciting, crazy finish with the late safety car. But again, Sam, your winner from pole position even, and fastest lap, so a sweep from Sam there. Jacko 2nd, Honesy 3rd, Uncle Ben, good run for 4th, FI from 18th to 5th, heck of a run for FI. Catman with a huge jump, 16th to 6th. Good, great. Gotta give props to my man Catman for 6th there. Good run, buddy. Yuppie 7th, T-Widow 8th in the Haas, 9th for Exotic, 10th for Mark to round out the points. Bacon, Will, Sparks, Ginnett, Nathan, WPR, Connects, Jalen, George, and Random. The rest of the finishing order. So 36 laps. 36 great laps. Another great race at JKeSport. Thank you to Tier 1 for always being entertaining. Thank you to all the viewers. We always appreciate it. I am Spaceman 47 Yo. Thanks for watching. Good night.